The name Ebola itself, people don't want to hear. So you can imagine somebody saying that we are putting up an Ebola center and we don't have patients of Ebola in this country. It is my wish as UGNC to party Ruto second term.
Tumpei.
It is my humble request.
Tumpei.
But now that these people are doing this thing without even regardless of court order or that, it means that they are going to establish it.
They have already started.
So if they're already started and our group Mandamano, it means it is there with us.
Wagwan, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the catch up. I'm your host Gavi.
And you are with William Onyango kama kawaida.
Karibu sana. Wiki yako imekuaje?
Wiki yangu imekuwa sawa, sijaona ubaya.
Nice. Sasa now today I want us to talk about something that is very sensitive and it's playing out. Kwanza unajua Ruto ako G7?
Samawea.
Yeah, he's the only African president huko G7. Do you think he'll represent the interest of the people?
That is what many people think, but people always put their interest first, and then the interest of the people will follow later.
And the interest of the people, one of them being Ebola Establishment Center. Najua hiyo ndio kitu kubwa sana anafaa kuongelea huko. What do you think about Kenya setting up Ebola centers?
Well, the establishment of treatment center is a plus to this country. Because since that one is the only one in East Africa, they are highly to bring qualified doctors for that disease. And those who are going to do research can be found there. And Kenya can be protected because of having the center within their country. Yes.
Awoni kama hiyo itatuletea Ebola, and then a country like US does not even want its own citizen there. Sisi ndio Messiah. Na ujue, a country like America has one of the best medical facilities in the world. Awataki. Sisi wenye tunateseka sisi itatumaliza.
Well, that is your opinion. Somehow you can take it positively or negatively. But when we talk of the positive side, remember this is East Africa. And Kenya has been chosen to have that facility there in Laikipia. First of all, anybody who is attacked by that disease, be it in Uganda or in Rwanda or in Tanzania, will run to Kenya for treatment or for checkup. So that one is exposing this country to more advantages business-wise. Yes.
Business itasaidia sisi ama itasaidia wakubwa? Because you remember even COVID, there are a few people benefited. Don't you see a scenario where a few people will benefit, including the existing regime, and the advantages will not trickle down to the people?
Well, you are right, but that one we need to blame our leaders. Because if they are genuine enough, they're supposed to perform their duties as required. And if they decide to put up corruption in their activities, that's when Kenyans will not get the benefit that they're supposed to get there.
And then kama italeta benefit, mbona ina face opposition? There are protests that have happened in those areas. People have been killed.
The opposition is coming up because of the danger of that disease. The name Ebola itself, people don't want to hear. So you can imagine somebody saying that we are putting up an Ebola center and we don't have patients of Ebola in this country. That is what has enraged the citizens of that area, and they've been doing mandamano because of that.
Why is the police using force over there?
The police always work under instruction. But when when it is too much, when rioting is too much, is when they always to exercise some little force, at least to calm down the crowd.
Little force gani? Kuwa watu ni kitu naita little force.
Those who die accidentally.
Hapana. Sema wameua watu bwana. Accidentally gani?
If you want to know that they don't intend to do so, you look at the ratio always, those who have died and those who have not died.
Hata before tufike kwa those who have died, those who have not died, you know, the court gave an order suspending the establishment, ama ni stopping the establishment of those centers, ndio?
Yes.
Mbona serikali ikaendelea nayo? Ni nini hiyo inafanya lazima tu waunde?
That is now is what we call impunity of the leaders of this country. Some even boycott court orders,
including the sitting president.
Some include even defying court orders. So that is normal with the Kenyans, but it is not good according to the law. Because once somebody is getting sworn in, first to think that they always promise that they'll follow the rule of law. But once they've got those jobs, they tend to do it opposite, which is not good for the country anyway.
Na nikuulize, kama a court order is not being respected, don't you see a scenario where our jamani kama they are in too deep, they are in too deep to a level maybe hata washakula deposit.
You know the problem. Kenyans do public participation for the sake of doing it. But public participation should always determine what is going to be done. Not doing public participation because the constitution says.
But kitu kama hii Duale alisema hata haihitaji public participation, they will not do public. Si Duale alisema hivyo?
Because he was aware many people will oppose the thing.
Yeah, and they are opposing it for a good reason, because it is our country. We have the right to have what you want and what reject what we don't.
But always you need to know that citizens have got limits. You can have a right and you can claim that your right is infringed. But sometimes due to poverty, you might not get your justice wherever you go. Because you are not capable of hiring good lawyers who can stand with you.
Sasa justice inaingiaje hapa na mambo ya kuset up Ebola center?
You know, you are stressing it that Kenya is our country and we are the citizens who should be heard.
Yes.
But does it happen that way?
It should happen. That's why we go for an election. That's why we vote. We vote to be heard.
Okay, you are right.
Making decisions collectively.
You are right, but...
and that's the whole essence of democracy. Kama democracy ni nini?
Democracy is ruled by the people for the people, but sometimes it tends to prove opposite. Especially when the elected leaders fail to abide by the constitution of the country. But there are some factors that we always consider. Because Kenya is a third-party country. I can call it a third-party state. Because it is developing.
Third world,
it belongs to third world countries. So it is still developing.
Lakini Ruto alisema tumetoka hapo, sasa tuko developing.
It is not Ruto to tell us. It is we to see. It is we to see whether it is there or not.
Aoni venye tunapewa vitu mingi. We are the only country in the G7. Ruto sasa yako France huko na watu wakubwa.
But you know Kenya is the gateway to Africa. I don't know whether you are aware.
Lakini Rwanda inakuja.
But Rwanda is landlocked. However much it comes, it will still remain landlocked. Tanzania pia inakuja. Tena wako na port, which is not bad. But their leader is not a democratic leader. I think you can remember what happened during the elections.
It will happen even in Kenya. Naona huyu jamaa.
Don't pray bad for your country.
I'm not praying bad. The way this guy jamas. Somebody talking of he has a 7-year plan. What if he loses the election? What happens to the 7-year plan?
Hiyo ni maringo tu, lakini the truth of the matter is that he has a 5-year term, not 7.
Not 7.
Not 7.
Sasa hiyo mipango yake but I think atashinda.
Even me, I suspect so.
That's the most unfortunate part. Atashinda because you know an election iko kuvaa, iko kupiga, then iko announcement.
Yeah, there are 3 things different. And the person to announce is what matters. Whether he announces and he dies immediately or whether he announces and he disappears, nobody needs to know. Only thing that he announces what the sitting president wants.
Na nataka tu digress kidogo juu story kwa sababu Maraga had his own speech na nikaona watu wasifuna wanasema the only person they can deputize is Maraga. Do you think somebody like Maraga has chances?
Okay, he looks good. He looks disciplined. But getting presidency is a different thing altogether. Because presidency needs resources that you can navigate the entire country.
But defeating Ruto Sai does not even need resources. Defeating Ruto is easy. Anybody can do it.
That is your personal opinion, but remember you only have a single vote.
Anybody vying against Ruto is going to win. Anyway, let's assume, mi challenge yangu ni, let's assume he wins. Let's assume Maraga wins. He's now the president. He has won. One of the most important things people don't see is the numbers in parliament. Because Maraga is vying for presidency, sindio?
Yes, and people don't know even his party.
People
Majority don't know.
Sindio?
So now, obviously atapata less MPs.
Ndio sasa.
Akipata less MPs, he will not have a voice in parliament.
Because let's be realistic. Whether people like it or not, Ruto is going to have MPs.
Exactly.
And he's going to have MPs because he has money. Na some areas, mwenye nachagulia ni mtu akona pesa. Hata ukienda kampeni ukisema una kitu, kuna mtu anataka kukusikia. kusikia.
That is true. That is very true.
And that is evident
Because you cannot lead people. You cannot control people's resources and you are empty-handed. That is a reality.
But leadership haikuji na empty hand, ikuji ati na ability ya kuwa empty. Inakuja na
do you know why people going for testing are always ask their net worth? Have you ever asked yourself why they're asking people their net worth?
Ndio wakiingia kwa siku wezi.
But that one doesn't block them from being thieves because mtu mwenye akona tamaa na pesa atufanye nini?
So mnataka mtu akona pesa, sio mtu anaweza lead.
I'm not saying so. In Kenya, things work well for those who are financially stable. Because all the programs, all the plans, they need money. They don't need stories. Because if people can, kama watu wanaweza changia a candidate pesa, and then he wins, then there's a probability that Maraga can be the next president.
Maraga will be the next president. My only challenge is, atakuwa na wabunge. Na kikosa wabunge, how will he run the government? That's one thing people are not even discussing.
MPs sometimes they buy, but it always depends.
Do you think Maraga can buy MPs?
It is not easy because his finances might not allow him.
Naona Ruto ndiye atabuy MPs bana.
We need to agree that Ruto will go for his second term.
No, he won't.
Because you are not giving convincing reasons as to why
Ruto is going to be an opposition leader. Ruto will be an opposition leader. And that's also a problem because you remember Donald Trump, he lost elections. Yeah, alichapa one term yake.
Akarudi next time.
Akarudi mara ya pili. And the reason is, everybody thinks that when I get into power, I'm going to have all the solutions.
It is not that way. It is not that way. And the truth of the matter is that the only person who can still navigate this country in presidency is Ruto. Because he is the one who knows the challenges that they created with Uhuru.
Hapana, sio yeye peke yake. Other people are capable of doing it also. But the thing is, you see the way Donald Trump lost, alipata one term yake. Akarudi the second term. And now, akakuwa vibaya zaidi hata kuliko term yake ya kwanza. So sahi, hata Ruto, hiyo ndio shida nyingine naona. Hata akipata one term, inamaanisha anaweza vai tena after
some time.
After the 5 years huo mtu atamaliza. Na akikuja atakuja waambie, "Mnaona mimi nilitengeneza pale. Huyu jamaa alishindwa hajashindwa. Mnataka turudi ndani tufanye kazi tuzifanye."
It is my wish as UGNC upatie Ruto second term.
Tumpei.
It is my humble request.
Tumpei. Aende home.
You know the problem we have in Kenya is foreign debt, nothing else. Hatuna pesa.
But your debt ni wao wana create na wanakula.
And it is something which started during the Uhuru regime.
Wakina Ruto wanataka kuwa dynasty na walikuja bila kitu. A chicken seller wants to be a dynasty. You know the level of stealing he has to do.
In Kenya it depends on how smart you are.
No, how greedy you are. Kila mtu ako smart.
He who is smart and he who is greedy, who is the most dangerous person.
And we don't need such people close to power. Anyway, tumedigress sana. Turudi hapo kwa nini. Wewe inakaa ni kama una support historia ya kuweka quarantine facility in Kenya. Why are you for it?
It is a treatment center. It's not a quarantine facility. But it can act at the same if the disease comes to the country.
Hao watu ukikuja kwani wanatembea? Si wanabaki hapo hiyo place.
Okay, wanabaki hapo, lakini kuna wenye wanaweza kuwatembelea huko na watoke. Because hawezi kaa bila kutembelewa.
But hao hawezi toka.
I
don't think watakubalishwa kutembelewa.
That is where the fear is. But in Africa, can you mention some countries that have Ebola as we speak?
Countries that have?
Yeah, that have really experiencing the problem.
Congo, DRC.
DRC Congo. Is it the only one?
I think Uganda walimaliza zao.
So if it is Congo, then Congo, the distance between Congo and Kenya is much nearer. So when we have a treatment center here in Laikipia, it will help those people who are the Congolese.
The Congolese, not Kenyans.
Kenyans will only be helped once the disease arrives, but the disease is not yet here. So we are only getting prepared.
Okay, let me try and be on your side for a moment. The only way I see that thing helping people, especially where it will be established, let's say Laikipia, is our say wakikuja Kenya, sindio?
Mm.
They will need to eat. Where will they get the food?
In the marketplaces.
In the marketplaces.
And they're not supposed to interact with people.
Yes. So one way or the other, kutakuwa na some element of economic activity, because the money they are spending will be coming from their family ama their country wapi
abroad.
So inaka so it's a source of revenue
to the country.
Hiyo ni tunaweza ita advantage. That's the only advantage I'm seeing, but it comes with so much risk of if that thing spreads, because spreading it is as easy as mi sitaki kufa peke yangu na niko na pesa, I just convince a few people, we kuja hapa, I'll give you millions of shillings na usiseme uko nayo, waenda. And then once it starts spreading, controlling it becomes an issue.
It is true.
The way COVID ilitulemea.
But you know, something of that nature, there are those who think positively and those who think negatively. Either of them might be true. But now that these people are doing this thing without even regardless of court order or that, it means that they are going to establish it.
They have already started.
So if they're already started and our go hata maandamano, it means it is there with us.
And I think mi naona ile pesa huyu jamaa amepewa ni mingi sana, haizi risk kukosa kutengeneza. Just potengeneza lazima arudishe hiyo pesa. Na labda ashakula deposit.
That is the disadvantage of having a leader who loves money. Because he can mess up, he can easily mess up, because you know these developed countries, they have money in excess. So when they want their ideas to be followed, they push their money forward.
Wanapeana ni pesa tu wanamuaga.
Pesa ndio inatangulia. So that's the disadvantage. But all in all, we should pray for the best for our beloved country, Kenya. We don't have another country. I don't know whether you are aware. You only have Kenya.
You only have Kenya. Wewe wezi jua mimi labda nishapata dual citizenship. Nikishachoma nchi yetu naenda Norway. Naenda kutulia huko. Nyinyi mko na Kenya tu. Mimi sina Kenya peke yake.
Sure.
Chomeni yenyu.
Okay.
Tutawaachia hapo. Thank you so much for coming in a short time. Hii najua itakuwa fupi kwa sababu ya time. Nataka uende uangalie hiyo story ya budget. Umeicheki? 2026 finance bill.
It has got a lot of taxes.
And we check alafu next time we are going to talk about the 2026 finance bill.
Thank you.
Thank you all for watching. Uko na parting shot?
What I can say that Kenyans should register as voters, those who have not registered, so that we get a good leader, not that a leader who is going to buy people.
Good leader ni 2 term.